I just watched Fresh and decided that, since it's still fresh in my mind, I should go ahead and talk about it. So to avoid anything spoiling, let's get right into the meat of it. So I want to start this off by saying I knew absolutely nothing about the movie going in, which includes the genre. So imagine my surprise when I'm watching it and I'm like, wow, what is this, a bad Hallmark movie to, oh my gosh, what am I watching? That being said, I had a lot of fun with it. And there's going to be some controversy, I can already see it now, but I don't want to get in, actually no, you know what, I think I need to talk about it. The first men we see in this movie are very obviously dirtbags, and I know a lot of people are going to say that that makes this some kind of man-hating feminist movie, like, ooh, this is made by women who think all men suck, but no, I don't get that vibe at all. And that might be controversial, I don't know, I've not seen any reviews for it, so if nobody thought this, and I'm just like very pessimistic about the human race, then guess that's on me. But if they did think that, you now know my stance. I don't think that at all. I've actually met guys that are like that and worse. So yeah, I don't think this was a man-shaming movie at all, and I don't think that's what they were going for at all. Getting into the actual movie though, I was pleasantly surprised. The fact that I did know it was a horror movie might actually made me enjoy this even more, because that the twist was a bigger twist for me personally. But that being said, I think that how it is, even if you knew it was a horror movie and you probably thought, oh, this is going to come up, like you've watched enough movies, oh, this is about to happen, it's still, you don't want it to, it still hits you, like you don't want this to happen like this, you don't want it to be like this. And I think it's really sold by the actors. I think the two main leads did very well. I was extremely impressed by how little they had to say to convey what was going on, to convey how they felt. The body language in this movie sold it, and the director knew that. Every scene, like there are shots in there where they'll be talking, but instead of showing them like two people talking to each other or something, it would be zoomed in so you could see like sweat pouring off their face, you could see little twitches of their mouth, you could see their eyes twitch, you could see them dart from side to side, you could see little tiny movement, little tiny facial expressions, little tiny sets of body imagery. I'm gonna call it body imagery, and I think that that really helped out. I think that the fact that it was styled in a way that made you have to look at every little detail on a person to truly understand what they're going through, to truly grasp the severity of the situation or the severity of their emotions, was masterfully done. I am a big fan of that. I love psychology. I like the ins and outs of it. So being able to see stressors show that visibly and that realistically on a person in a stressful situation, oh man, I love that. I'm a nerd, but good gosh, that was great. And I know I'm saying that mostly for the leads, but even the side characters did very well with how they expressed, very well with how they spoke, how their tone shifted, how they acted. Like there were some moments that I'm like, wow, that's stupid, but at the same time I didn't think, wow, that is unrealistically stupid, if that makes sense. Like given the situation that the characters were in, I understand what they were doing, and I understand their thought process, and I understand their actions. And I think there was maybe one or two times that I was like, why would you do that? Like that doesn't make sense. But every other time, everything felt like it was calculated, like it was a perfectionist film. Not to the level of The Shining, but to a respectable point, if that makes sense. Now, I'm trying to avoid spoilers as much as I can, but there are points in this movie that you think, like, there's no way they're going to do that. There is no way they're not going to do that. They're not going to cross that line. That's not going to happen. And then they do it. And they sell it. Like, it's not just doing something that you think is off for their character. They do it, and not only are they selling it to you, but they're selling it to the people around them, to the other people in the room, the other person in the room. It doesn't really feel like you're watching a movie, more like you're watching a case study. It feels like you're watching events unfold. And it's so fun. It is exuberating to see how this happens. It is exhilarating to see how this goes down. I don't even know if exuberating is a word or if I just came up with it, but woo, I had fun with this movie. And there are so many subtle things. Like, I'm not saying this is like Clue, but there are subtle things here and there that makes you think, wow, is that what just happened? Wow, Is that who I think it is? Wow, that's what's going on. It feels like everything could be interpreted differently in any way, shape, or form. Like, there are scenes that you might think she's in this mind state, but she could be in this one. There's states where you think he might be in this mind state, but he could be in this one. There's scenes where you think they might be doing this, but something you saw before gives you a hint that they could be this. And it really adds to the rewatchability of this, because I feel like I missed things and I was really paying attention. So the fact that I feel like I need to watch it again just to see if maybe there was something else that foreshadowed that this could be what was actually happening besides what I saw is amazing to me. I don't watch many movies nowadays that makes me think, oh man, I can't wait to watch that again. I can't wait to get somebody else in to watch this. And it's not a family movie, oh gosh, no. But it is a movie where having somebody else's opinion, having somebody else's perspective could really put this movie into perspective. It could really change how you see things. It could really change your viewpoint. And I don't know if I'm just like so excited that my mind is adrenaline, but it's fun. Like, I don't know how else to say it. I want to see these characters again. I want to see this explored again. I want to see what's next for the directors, for the writers, for the entire team of this movie. And I know I already spoke on it once, but the directing in this movie is great. The camera work is good. It is tense. They can build tension without cheap artificial sound effects or something. I mean, of course it's a horror movie, so there's still going to be things that you expect from a horror movie. But like, again, with the jump scares, you don't walk by something and hear ba-doom. It doesn't happen in this movie. You're not sitting with a bunch of silence and you hear woo. It just doesn't happen. And that really works for me. I love the tension being built naturally. I love that the scares are through the well-being of the characters, through how much you care about the characters. That is what horror is for me. Horror isn't just, ooh, that's scary, no plot, nonsensical bullcrap, bad CGI. This just felt like a movie. A movie with people that wanted to make a movie. A movie with people that felt passionate about what they were acting as. A movie where you think, wow, what if I know somebody like that? What if I've seen that before? What if that's my neighbor? What if... It really makes you think about the risks of everyday life. It really makes you think about what people go through. And there are a lot of metaphors. I don't know if it's like intentional. A lot of symbolism, a lot of things in here that makes me think that it could relate to something else. And I'd love to get into it here, I really would. But I know that if I went and talked about how I saw some of these scenes, that all it would do is belittle the experience for you. Take that as a glowing recommendation. Go watch this movie. It's not a masterpiece. It's not 10 out of 10. And I would love to say that it is, but it's not. There were some things that aren't tied up. There were some loose ends. It feels kind of anticlimactic by the end. But I feel like it's more of what the movie could be insinuating, or what I got from the movie that I thought that it was insinuating, that makes it powerful. And the fact that I think you could interpret it differently also makes it powerful. I mean, you could take it as face value and not see anything besides what the movie is, and still get a message from it that you should get. See something you should see. Feel something you should feel. Think something you should think. And I'm trying really hard not to get into spoilers, but I really feel like it's important that if you like horror movies, to give this one a shot. And if it doesn't profoundly impact you, then I'm sorry. But it did me. It hit me hard. And it is a movie that I will watch again to see what I missed, to see what I didn't pick up on, to see if maybe what I feel like it's trying to say is right, or what I feel like it's trying to say is wrong. Maybe I'll see something or feel something completely different in my next viewing. And that's really great. That is something that we don't get a lot of times anymore. A lot of stuff nowadays is straightforward, to the point. A, B, C, D, over. Or A, B, C, D, setting up sequel. But this doesn't feel like that. This is a movie that I'm thinking about long after, based solely on what the movie itself has to offer. Based solely on its own merits. And I really recommend you watching it. So if you're ever in the mood to watch a horror movie, remember fresh. Let it stay fresh in your mind afterwards. Really think about it. Because even if you don't get in depth with it, even if you don't see anything other than what is face value, even if you just enjoy it because it's a horror movie, if you just enjoy it by what happens alone, it's still a good movie. So don't think that it has to be some deep allegory about something. It can just be a horror movie and it's still going to be enjoyable. So seriously, go watch it right now. It doesn't have to be now. Maybe like and subscribe first, but now you know my thoughts.